In a small town nestled between two ridges, there stood an old workshop made of oak and stone. Its windows were always fogged, its door always slightly ajar, and from within came the faint hum of curious mechanisms. The townsfolk called it the House of Turning Gears. Inside lived a quiet man named Elric, a clockmaker by trade, though his clocks were unlike any others. They did not just tell time, they whispered it. Each timepiece held a soft resonance, a gentle voice that could soothe or warn, depending on how the hour struck. The secret, people believed, lay in the crystals Elric polished and set at the heart of each design. Children loved to visit his shop, pressing ears against the ticking creations. Some clocks told of rain before it fell. Others murmured about dreams one might have that night. A few even hinted at events yet to come. Though Elric always frowned when someone asked if they could truly predict the future. One evening, as storm clouds gathered, a stranger arrived at the workshop. She wore a long green cloak and carried no lantern, though the path was dark. Her eyes were steady, her voice like wind over water. She placed a broken pocket watch on Elric's counter and said only, "This must tick again." Elric examined it. The watch was ancient, older than any design he had seen, and at its center was no crystal, but a shard of something darker, almost like night itself pressed into stone. As he touched it, the air in the shop grew colder, and the clocks around him fell silent. "You know what this is," the woman said. It wasn't a question. Elric nodded slowly. He had heard stories as an apprentice of a watch that could stop time not forever, but for a moment long enough to change everything. But it had been lost for centuries, locked away because it demanded too much of its keeper. The woman's eyes softened. "I do not seek power, only a chance to mend a mistake." Elric hesitated. His hands were steady, yet his heart trembled. Repairing such a thing could awaken forces no town was ready to bear. Still, the storm outside cracked open the sky, and for an instant he saw the woman's face illuminated, tired, sorrowful, desperate. He lit his lamp and bent over his workbench. The gears were fragile, the shard resistant, as if it fought against his tools. Hours passed while the town slept under thunder. At last, with one careful breath, he aligned the last pin, and the watch ticked once more. The sound was not like any clocks, it was a heartbeat. The woman clasped it to her chest, whispered "thank you," and vanished as though the storm itself carried her away. The next morning, Elric awoke to find his workshop filled again with the murmurs of his clocks. Yet one, the smallest on his shelf, spoke a phrase he had never programmed into it. "Time has been altered." Elric stared, uncertain whether to feel pride, fear, or both. And somewhere beyond the ridges, the woman walked again on a path she thought she had lost forever.